Hey, good morning. It's like almost 7 o'clock. Just stopped off, get myself a refill. And, shop right off of 128. 95 Salem exit. I love that shop. This guy named Aram in there. One day, he was listening to some music. It was definitely Arabic music. And I was like, yo, dude, what's that? What are you listening to? And he goes, oh, this is Arabic music. And I was like, oh, cool, man. I said, you're Muslim? And he was like, yeah, I'm a Muslim. And I said, I'm a Jesus freak. He goes, oh, yeah, cool. I said, you know what, you and me, we love each other, He goes, yes, we do. We love each other. And every morning I go in there, not every morning, but every morning that I go in there, he's always got a wonderful big old smile for me, asks me how I'm doing, asks me about school. And, it's funny, because I read a lot about what's going on in the world of the Middle East and stuff, and it's just so horrible. But, love is the thing that cuts through everything, I was listening to a little bit of Hebrews this morning, 13 I think it was, and I think it was written by Paul, because at the end of the letter he talks about how Timothy was let out of bounds, and Timothy spent a lot of time with Paul. Paul was discipling Timothy and sending him out, so they think that Paul probably wrote that letter from Rome. And it was interesting because it was all about encouraging. The message that I was listening to was all about, the encouragement that we're supposed to hold each other up and pray for each other, Last night we had a good Bible study. A couple of girls came over, some of them couldn't come over. And one of the best things about the study is, besides the word itself, is the fellowship. Christ is the head, right? And we're the body. We're all pieces of him. And, in Genesis, God put everything in us before time, you know what I mean? So he put, and it's interesting because we all see in Colossians, and you read into Colossians, how Paul is encouraging everybody in Colossians. So, get rid of the law. The law comes from man, but the reason we have the law is because we know it in our hearts, you know what I mean? And the only thing that can put things together is the faith in God's righteousness, So I'm driving down the road. It's a beautiful day. I didn't get to go to the beach this morning because I stayed up really late last night helping a friend who was in distress. And I woke up thinking, what a blessing that Leslie and I get the phone calls, that people come and ask you for something, and because we offer, my door is open, my heart is open to you. If you need something, James Taylor, you've got a friend. It's probably one of the best things I ever did when I was in 6th grade was hear that song. It ingrained into me, that you have a friend in me, and we're supposed to encourage each other, in Hebrews, Paul, I believe it's Paul, the author, saying, encourage. I encourage you. I pray for you. I'm praying for you. And so much of Paul's letters are about his prayers are with those who are far away. And so, there are Christians everywhere, and there are people everywhere. There's Muslims, there's Hindus, and God put all of the beauty in each one of us. You know what I mean? And some of us are chosen to open that door and introduce that door to each other. And I really believe that God asked me to do that. He put me in this extroverted personality. Ooh, here I am. To encourage people, to be a uplifter, an overcomer type guy. You know, yesterday I was kind of feeling a little down on myself, which is kind of good. You got to humble yourself before God, you know. But when you humble yourself before God, and then He gives you a job out of the blue to pray for somebody and to hold somebody up and to serve somebody, then He's like, oh, there you go. See, you were all bumming out. You were sort of all down on yourself, and then all of a sudden I gave you a mission. Take care of that business that person can't take care of. Get in that car and go where they need you to go. Be where they need you to be. Offer everything you have to them. You know, and it's not about being puffed up about doing it. It's about being joyful that I get to do it. You see what I mean? It's a totally different thing. I mean, the ego's always a part of that. And how do you squash that down so it doesn't become your dominant force? But, you know, God says don't be prideful. But I think there's a different kind of pride when it's like if you're proud for Jesus' work, I don't think that's that bad of a thing, you know. Otherwise, why would God at the end of time, you know, when He meets us at the throne and He says, you know, well done, my good and faithful servant. You know, why would He say that if He didn't want you to be, you know, feel good about it? I gotta get a little hookup on this thing. So I just wanted to say, you know, I want to encourage anybody who ever needs a prayer or needs, you know, help in anything. You know, we're here. That's what we're here for. You know, the world can be a tough place for some people, you know. There's some sorrow out there, you know, that's way, way deeper than we may see on the surface. So just remember, when you're, you know, you can get up in the morning and go, oh, woe is me, you know, oh, poor me. But you know what? All our poor me is nothing compared to what happens when someone takes whips and rips your body apart and throws you on a cross and puts all, you know, 7 billion trillion sins upon you. You know, there's nothing like that. So, you know, I just got to remember, my woe is me is holy but Jesus, you're the man. And you take all that away, and then when you do, you say, hey, now get with the program. You know what you're supposed to do today? You're supposed to glorify me and praise me, because look at this thing. I'm looking at all these green trees, looking at all these people, all these little children walking on the streets, going to school, hanging out with their friends. Got little lunch bags, little backpacks, little phones. You know, the provision that this country has is amazing. So we have such an opportunity to bless other people. You know, because God gave us, you know, different kind of gifts. He gave us physical gifts, and He also gave us spiritual gifts, and He gave us gifts of discernment. So I love this road, man. The sun coming in on this side. Oof, I love this, especially in the winter. It really lights up the trees when it's snowy out. So when almost a little bus stop there you see on the way home with the mom picking up the kids. Isn't it funny how when you drive you can notice things? You know, you want to see God's glory everywhere. All you have to do is really look. I mean, look at that little bright light that's just playing right there. And why did it get all refractory and cool looking just then? Because of glass. You know, we get to see light shining through glass that goes ping. And then we go, ooh, that's awesome. There's evidence right there that God exists because of beauty. You know, look at that fence the guy makes. They're all lined up nicey nice, all structured and laid out to present beauty. You know, the lilac bushes right there, the little forsythias, and this beautiful little Japanese maple. It's so funny, that guy's trimming up his little Japanese maple tree so it looks beautiful. You know, he's not just doing that for us. You know, that's where pride's not a bad thing. You know, he's trimmed up that tree so when I drive by I go, oh, look at that nice tree. You know, that's a gift. And where do gifts come from, you know? Gifts come from love.